my one moment of clear audience that I had. So I don't know, you can let me know if there's anything with it, but I was deeply conflicted about leaving my nursing job to do hypnosis full time. And this was in 2014, I think. And I had a meditation practice going on because I was so anxious at work. Now I realize it's because my body was signaling to me that this was not the right fit for me. But I
Right.
was a high achiever and I was going to find a way to make it work in the ICU when I'm clearly like positive psychology, mental health, life builder. Um, anyway, so my meditation practice, I was sitting twice a day for 20 minutes a day. And again, deeply conflicted. And it was like this download. It felt like a big booming voice entered into my body. Like that was like not
Yeah.
me, but of me and in me. And it was something I would never say. It was like, thy will be done. Like that's what it said. I would never
Wow.
say that myself. Don't even know where it came from. It just felt like it entered into my body, clear voice. And I knew that I was safe to leave my job. And honestly, I don't know if I ever would have been able to do it if that didn't come in. So that's what I like to
Yeah.
think is like, if there are spirit guides, if, whatever that was or whatever, um, they knew that this was what was required for me to take that leap of faith. And I'm very glad for that. Welcome to the Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss podcast. Today we have Cytel Schultz here with us. Cytel, welcome.
Thanks. I'm so excited to be here, Leslie.
Yes. Cytel and I are in the same business mastermind. We haven't met in person yet, but we're going to meet in Paris very soon. Maybe like it's going to be like the week before I think this will come out that we are actually going to Paris. So that'll be exciting. And I'm so excited to have her come and speak to you today. I'm going to read her bio and I'll share with you why specifically I think Cytel is going to be a perfect guest. So again, thanks for being here. So Cytel Schultz is a business coach and marketing astrologer who helps coaches and mentors fall in love with marketing so they can attract and sign their ideal clients. Blending practical strategy with the wisdom of the natal chart, she shows clients how to market in a way that feels natural, powerful, and deeply aligned with who they are. Her approach helps women move beyond cookie cutter tactics and into messaging that connects, content that converts, and visibility that feels like home. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Cytel, thank you for what you do.
I kind of love it.
That's the best. I kind of love hearing about it and I'm excited to hear more. So, yeah, a lot of people who listen to this podcast, ambitious, career driven women, whether they're retired or still working. And I love to bring on, when I can, women who are being their authentic selves. They are courageous. They are sharing the things that have made the biggest transformation for them and their lives to make the world a better place, which is what I'm doing. And I know that, you know, bringing on other empowered women can inspire them to hopefully think outside the box of just trying and obsessing to lose weight all the time and to start actually thinking about what their soul is actually being called to do in a more purpose-filled way. I had a client in the past who said that in her long journey of up and downs with weight, she went to a therapist at one point and she said to her, "How do you want to be remembered?" She said, "Do you want to be remembered as the skinniest person in every room? Or do you want to be remembered as a woman who created impact and that people remember as so generous and thoughtful and giving and loving and kind?" And she said that that was a very pivotal moment for her. And so, yeah, for anyone listening, that was part of my journey as well, was just I kind of got to a crossroads where it was like I could spend all of my life force energy on trying to be perfect, perfect, perfect with my dieting and eating and health. Or I could actually start to build and create a life that is so authentic to me and help people based on what I needed the most when nobody else was there. And it's possible for anyone. And I love, Seidel, that you bring astrology into marketing because astrology is a big friend of mine for many years. And I use it as an emotional mastery tool, and a lot of my clients will emotionally eat. And when we don't know why we're overeating, it can be very upsetting. But if we can actually use it as a tool, not as, the only answer, and using it as the wrong way of astrology, where you're predicting your life and whatever according to it, not that, but actually like, oh, this makes sense. For example, right now the astrology is like the same astrology as it was in World War II and the Civil
Right.
War, like technology advancements, which we're seeing with AI, I feel like right now in a huge way, which I want to talk to you about as well. So it's like I have clients where their energy has been very swirly and mine, and they're like, why am I eating? Like, it's me, it's me, it's me. It's like, well, we also need to take into account what's actually going on with astrology as well, because that's the full picture. We're
Yep.
made up of the same elements as the stars and the planets in the sky and
Yep.
every natural thing on Earth. So, of course, when the moon shifts and planets shift according our natal chart shifts based on how it was when we were born, like, of course, we're going to experience different feelings and experiences. So, it allows us to just live a freer, happier, healthier life. So,
Yeah, for
yes.
sure.
With all of that, would love to hear, how did you get into doing what you're doing now for people?
Oh, well, been working with women with their voices for many years, and then I took a business course, and it I had no idea it had astrology in it. And I had some friends, and they were pretty deep into astrology, like professional astrologers. And one, like her business is centered around certifying astrologers. And I was just like, I'm not really into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I told one of my friends, professional astrologer friends, I said, I think astrology is a fad. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
pausing, and I'm sure she was
Nice.
thinking, yeah, like 2000 years. A 2000-year-old fad.
Nice.
And it was a couple months later that I signed up for this business course. And in it, one of the modules was learning astrology, just like the basics of astrology, so that you could really see what you were designed to do, like this, your soul offer for your clients. And I remember just starting to like kind of look into it and dive into my own chart. And I was like, I'm in. Like, I'm
Nice.
a believer, and I have clairaudient gifts. And I started hearing things in people's natal charts. I started hearing things like, that the moon was really the base of our authentic sound, like the sound of our
Cool.
voice is where that is at. And like hearing things in astrology that is not what typical astrologers say. And that's like, I just fell in love with it. And it's now a part of my daily personal life. It's part of my professional life and what I do. And I'm obsessed.
Woo. Nothing like obsession to make everything work better in life. I love it. And did you always know that you wanted to have your own business? Was entrepreneurship in your family? What did that look like?
No, not like I feel like I talk to so many entrepreneurs, and they're like, I started a business when I was 9, or my husband had an ice cream truck when he was 16, and like he had his own little ice cream business. No, me never. Like that wasn't
Mhm.
ever a thing on my radar. I was a stay-at-home mom, work from home mom at the time, just part-time. And I kind of got into a little bit of energy work. And God was like, I need you to start telling people that you can hear things when they sing, like emotional, what they're thinking and what they're feeling. And I was like, that is weird. And I cannot do that. So you want me to lie to people? Like, that's not the God I know. And he's like, just trust me. And so I did. And he's literally taken me every step of the way through my business. And I would not be in business without him. Like literally I wouldn't be here, because it was, I'm a great employee. I could do really good at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, good
So,
for you for having the courage to honor that. I love that you
yeah.
have the clear audience. What is it? How would you describe the experience when you get those
Oh my gosh,
messages?
it's like I hear it, and I
Like through
feel
your
it in my
ears or
body.
in your body
Yeah, like in
or
my, like I'll hear it in my head, right? So
okay.
it's not like an actual voice, but I
Mm-hmm.
will hear sentences in my head and then like get phrases or do
Cool.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then I do just really feel it in my body and it's like I hear it and there's no doubt. And that's how I know
Yes.
I'm like, okay, this is it.
Ooh.
And even if on things, you know, because I just thought, well, I just don't know. I haven't been practiced at it. I haven't been an astrologer for 20 years or whatever. So how can I really profess that I know this? But I would get these downloads. I would hear these things and then I'd talk to people and they were like, I've talked to other astrologers and never heard this. And this resonates more than anything else I've ever heard.
Wow.
And that
Amazing.
really helped me step into trust
Mm.
with what I was hearing and know, like, for a certainty, I know, and based on a feeling in my body, if it's coming from me and I'm
Yes.
trying to put the pieces together
Mhm.
versus when I'm hearing something, like the sensations are just different, you know?
100%. Yeah, when I first started coaching, I remember I had like the workbook of like coaching questions and how to ask. And my aunt was my first coaching client. She volunteered herself and went to her house, her beautiful living room on this comfortable sofa. And here I am with this book of coaching questions and going through it, you know. And then I remember that there was this like, it felt like the words landed in my heart to ask her about her faith in God. And like it was
Mm-hmm.
like kind of weird. It's a little intimate, right? As a new coach, it's not something you know typically ask someone maybe, blah, blah. And I made the choice to actually like it wasn't in the book, but like ask about that and that like everything turned for her.
Yep.
And so I started to pay attention to when the feelings would land in my heart and speak from my heart.
Yep.
And when I had a team of 8 people, my team would ask me when I'd be doing trainings, like, Leslie, like, but how do you communicate like that? Like, we watch you with clients and we see you. And that's the only thing I could say. It was like similar to what you're saying, the continuous choice to trust and like
Yep.
say those words. And over time, just recognizing that like whatever comes out of here is going to work way better than whatever is coming out of here. Um,
Yep.
and that's even right now as I'm doing this podcast, like that's still what's happening, you know? And I'm sure when my clients and even when I'm on these podcasts, like I do look around, but and I know that I do that because, you know, I've studied public speaking stuff and whatever and know about eye contact, but there's like a taking my attention away, I'm going into my body and actually like feeling for what is the authentic words. Now that's different because I get that you're saying messages and I'll just share briefly. And I'm curious for you. I'll ask this first. Do you have to get into a meditative state or does it just come randomly, the messages?
Um, well, yes and yes. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
it's random. Sometimes I was reading the book The Big Leap
Mm.
and I was really focused on what I was hearing from this book. And then I got this huge astrology download. And I was like, what in the world? I was shoveling snow at the time. And so it was like really unexpected,
Whoa.
right? But other times,
So getting
and
into that
so
trance state when there can be
mm,
the openness. Yeah, shoveling
yeah,
snow or going for a walk or
yes,
that's why downtime I find is so like anytime that I go on vacation and I'm just like or going for a swim or like that's when those messages come in. So
yep.
valuable. Hmm.
Yeah. And so I thought for a while that that's the only time I could do it. And so it kind of felt uncontrolled. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And unplanned.
Yeah.
But I do remember I sat down and I was like, okay, intention, I'm setting the intention that I'm going to receive the information. And it just started pouring out. And
High achiever, and I was going to find a way to make it work in the ICU when I'm clearly like positive psychology, mental health, life builder. Um, anyway, so my meditation practice, I was sitting twice a day for 20 minutes a day. and again, deeply conflicted. And it was like this download. It felt like a big booming voice entered into my body. Like that was like not
Yeah.
me, but of me and in me. And it was something I would never say. I was like, thy will be done. Like that's what it said. I would never
Wow.
say that myself. Don't even know where it came from. It just felt like it entered into my body, clear voice. And I knew that I was safe to leave my job. And honestly, I don't know if I ever would have been able to do it if that didn't come in. So that's why I like to
Yeah.
think is like, if there are spirit guides, if, whatever that was or whatever, um, they knew that this was what was required for me to take that leap of faith. And I'm very glad for that. But I haven't ever had that come through again. But I'm sure if I meditated more, I'm sure I could harness the power of that voice and I'd be interested because, yes, please. That sounds great. A little extra guidance.
Why, I just looked up your chart
Okay.
and I
Mm-hmm.
pulled it up, and so, and it like makes so much sense with like where you're, so the MC is the beginning of your business, and whatever, sign starts the beginning of the house, is that's the activation point. So that's what activates your, that area of your life, and it's the up level for that area. And I think a lot of times we don't think those two have anything to do with each other. But the more I started caring for and supporting my body, because that's my design, my natal chart, from my natal chart, that's the thing that it says my body needs the most. As I started doing that, I'm like, oh, I have more energy to do my business.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now I have like, because back then I was like, oh, I'm like tapped out at a session a day. And now my capacity is greatly increased. And so I can fulfill more than, 2 sessions a day. I'm like 3 or 4, and my body is like, and it's okay. And I still feel good after that time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
we just can't do, we think our body has nothing to do with business, but that is not true. There is such a huge connection.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad that you're bringing up the connection between our life purpose and our body. And for me, like I was saying in the beginning, like that, there was that clear shift. It looked a little different, but I see clients in that because we talked a little bit about this before we started today, where their clients come in that category too. Mine was so perfect, eating exactly you know what I mean? Like, honestly, my energy was very good because there was not one iota of a sugar particle that wasn't from an apple. Like, couldn't even have a
Right.
smoothie because that was changing the sugar high was going to be too much from a smoothie compared to an actual apple. Like, I was in that camp, which I don't recommend. It's the camp anyway. And so shifting over to, okay, I could make a choice between my life purpose or trying to uphold this crazy standard of eating and health. And I chose my purpose. And so my journey was a little bit more of how can I actually still have enough energy to do my business
Yeah.
and, you know, know that I am being a good steward of my health,
Yeah.
but also take into account my social health, my mental health,
Yeah.
my, whatever health. But yeah, I have people that will come in where, you were sharing around, you were kind of like invisible, like your body's like like something about invisible. I can't remember what you said. Where
Yeah.
you like just weren't even like you were like, oh, I forgot to feed it. Like I was just right. So we're like not eating enough.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And so sometimes what I'm coaching my clients on, I have a client right now who she's like, the weight loss is happening. I wasn't eating enough,
Yep.
you
Yep.
know?
And then like that is not a thing that's talked about in society. Like it's all talked about eating too much. And I'm like, actually, and that was the same for me. Like I started losing weight when I started eating more. And it's is a hard thing to go against because
Mhm.
it's so ingrained in
How could
our
a carb,
social.
how could,
Yep.
right? How could a potato be helpful? A potato has
Yep.
so many calories
Hmm.
but it's like we need carbs. We
Yep.
need those things to run the machine.
Yep,
So, yeah,
exactly.
good for you for going through that. And I remember you sharing with me about how, going to the grocery store and trusting your cravings and being like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm wanting a date, but it's because my body actually needs something that's in the date." And
Yep. Just
mhm,
trusting that, or I think I was wanting seeds when I mean, it's different every week, and it's a process to learn to trust your body, because I think that's been another thing that's a huge thing in society, is our body is bad, or in sometimes unintentionally, I think in religion it can be the body is bad, and you know what I'm saying, and so you shouldn't listen to your body, but your body holds so much information. It's really so much better when you work together with it.
building that relationship with
Yep.
your body. Yeah. And so, what did you see happen with your business once you started building that relationship?
I saw massive growth, like huge growth,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw this space. I noticed that my brain had more capacity to receive downloads. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because I was not hungry all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had the energy to receive inspiration. And that sounds silly, but it actually really does take energy to receive inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. All of my mental bandwidth was used on trying to be perfect.
Yep.
Sounds like yours, you weren't eating, but maybe it was on not eating. I don't know, but on something else, maybe your kids or whatever we do as women, but
Yep.
not ourselves. And yeah, 100%. You can't think about anything else. Um, and that's just like the greater purpose. It's something I'm excited about. And probably the last topic that I'll bring up with you is I'm excited about everything that's going on with AI right now because I feel like it's what it's allowing us to do as I'm learning about how we can actually have them become agents for us and
Mm-hmm.
hire them on as, actual business partners and CEOs and things like this. Sounds wild, but it's true. I've seen
Yep.
it happening. And like the possibility of alignment for all of us in living in alignment with our true values being that much more evident. And my belief is that when we're living according to our values and we're aligned, that our health also gets aligned, that our
Oh,
bodies
yeah.
go to the shape and size and health and
Yep.
whatever that it needs to get at. Like when you're filling your days up with 100% of what you actually want to be doing instead of what you have to do in order to make ends meet or right? Like,
Yes.
and so AI is like, taking all of that away, all of that guesswork away and making it so that we have the energy
Yep.
to be living these lives by design, which is what I really want for my clients. Like we have to deal with what's underneath the surface of the relationship with food, body, and weight. But once they clear that stuff enough, there's enough space in the brain to actually dream about and
Yep.
actually think and consider about, well, what is my life? And is this job actually aligned for me? And is this marriage actually aligned for me? And is this and sorting through that kind of stuff. But that's the stuff we should be working on, right? I have a client who lost
Yep.
100 pounds, but like the journey of that happening, that was kind of like on the side. She had to deal with this marriage she wasn't happy in, and it's been like 2 years, 3 years, and she's like, here's a picture of me and my new husband. Like we got in like married in Vegas. I'm down 100 pounds. I
Oh
left
my
my job
gosh.
at the hospital. I'm doing a creative job I love. Like my son and my relationship is thriving. Like that's it. Like getting women obsessed about their life by design is like
Yes,
the thing.
it is the
And
thing.
knowing, yeah, how to know what that is. So I'm curious how AI, yeah, how is it working for you in your business with your clients?
Oh my gosh. It is, well, I'll share this because it's the coolest thing. So obviously talk to mine a lot about astrology, and
Mm-hmm.
we talk a lot of astrology, and I have fed it all of my the Gospel of Astrology according to Cytel. And so
I love that.
like, it knows
Mhm.
all my terms. It knows like my perspective on each one of the signs and the houses and like all these things. And I actually went to it and I was like, hey, I have a little bit of a morning routine, but I want to create a morning routine that really fits me and that will help me start the day in alignment with myself. And um, it came up with this fantastic and just like breath of fresh air morning routine. Do you know that's not like necessarily the standard, but it's the thing. And I noticed that when I use it, I feel so much better and I can work more effectively on days that I don't. And I like get up and I just take my dog to the dog park immediately. Um, I feel chaos in my head all day long, and it takes more energy to get things done that I want to get done. And I'm like, of course, because going to my natal chart, like my sun is in my 12th house, and so that really, and it's in Gemini, so I'm a big time communicator. And so, like, the very first thing that I need to do in the morning is communicate with myself and with God. Because the 12th house to me is it is the subconscious, but to me, it's also our personal relationship with divine,
Mhm.
whether that's God or higher power or whatever. And so, if we start for those that have their sun in the 12th house, if you can start your day with your higher power and communicating, it makes the rest of the day go so much better. So, I did this, and then I had a VIP day with a client recently. And I was like, oh, I know the thing you need is your morning routine. And she was having a really hard time wanting to put any marketing out there. And um,
Wow.
I
So you're
sat
really
down.
like helping them, like you're obviously there's the marketing, but then there's obviously also the blocks that people have that's preventing them from having the energy. So you might let
Yep,
them know about their body, or
yep,
they might, yeah, the routine not happening in the morning,
yep,
and helping them put
exactly.
structures in place all the way around
Yes. So
so
it's
they
not
can,
just
woo,
marketing. Yes, it's not
cool.
just business. This is like, this is what
Mm-hmm.
you need so that marketing then becomes an overflow and not the stress of your
Ooh.
business. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
so I'm like, all right, this is her sun sign, her moon sign,
Cool.
and her rising sign. And we created, like, I went to ChatGPT, we created a morning routine. We picked out like it gives us a kind of a structure, and then her and I were able to work together and really pick out the exact
Cool.
things that she needed to do. And I kid you not, it was 3 days later and she's sending me copy, and she has not sent me copy ever before. And we've been working together for a little while and she's just really struggled, and I was like, oh, here it is, like the book that she's been working on forever is now done, you know. And like
Wow.
all the like things are starting to move, and she's like, she sent me a
More of
text and she's like,
alignment.
I feel
Alignment.
so much better.
Structure.
Yeah,
Using
exactly.
AI to help create that structure
Yep.
that allows for the creative juice to come through, like the true
Yes.
title. This is what I'm so excited about.
Yes.
Like people's true feelings and hearts and
Yes.
minds and just love can emanate through
Yep.
when all of those things that bring us back into like the fear and the masculine and the tasks and the it's like feminine getting to like really come through.
Yep.
Obviously there's still masculine in like holding space for people, but anyway, that's
Yes.
what
And
I'm so
having the
excited
structure.
about.
Yes, having the
Yes.
structure to do that. And I think it's so important. It's so important to remember not to just let AI be your God, right?
No, I know, I agree.
GPT and God are definitely different. And,
Yeah,
we need to keep them
definitely.
in their perspective places. But when we utilize GPT in a way where we are directing it, and then we are taking and then we tweak it, do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's when I have noticed, for me, it's the most profound. Like, it gave ideas, right, for her morning routine, but from those ideas, I could see, okay, these are the themes that we really need to be hitting. And this is what she actually needs flexibility. Like she needs a flexibility of options in her morning because
Yeah.
she's an Aquarius sun. And so that is like number one key to have that freedom, right?
Yeah.
And so to take that and then really get specific for her
Yeah, it's
instead of
like a
letting
unique,
it dictate.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
really vibing with what you're saying because um obviously, my clients are using that. I just did a podcast on this the other day just around like it can feel like, oh my gosh, this entity almost like knows me, right? But it's like the actual truth about how it's happening is it's paying attention to patterns the same
Yep.
way that like when we start typing on our phones, it'll guess the next word, like it's guessing the next thing based on
Right.
patterns. Like, so it's not actually, and I love that you're saying the difference between GPT and God. And I was talking about when we were even on our business mastermind call yesterday, like God is in that call
Yep.
through these human beings sharing in their bodies and the connection that is us, that is not in ChatGPT. And those
Yep.
ideas and things that circulated in that room, right, that has humans in it and God essence, whatever we want to call that, spirit, gave me ideas that, yes, then I can go and put them into chat and like get right structures developed based on that.
Yep.
I just get concerned, like even with hypnosis, like obviously I've seen how it makes hypnosis scripts. It's not actually it's not sinking into the heart and the soul, right? It's just like when I am doing a hypnosis for a client and it's coming from, yes, the notes that I have for them, but like just me like letting
Mm-hmm.
the heart
Yep.
essence out, like clients' results are way better
Yep.
because it's like that, coming
Yeah.
through. And so I just hope people like distinguish that and get the need for human connection. And I'm excited for what's going to happen for my business because I think we're going to be able to do more in-person retreats and me getting to go in those deeper dive, like subconscious, real spaces in
Yep.
between. So you getting to actually bring your astrology mind and know, like, and actually have been with this client, like read what ChatGPT gave, but then say, and
And
here's what we
more.
know about you,
Yep.
and here's where we're gonna find the sweet spot. Yeah, it's just so amazing. Cytel, thank you so much for what you're doing for people. I'm glad I got a clear picture. So yeah, if anyone wants to hire you for marketing, for, using astrology in their marketing, where can they find you?
They can go to www.soulsound.co. And I have always am doing a free masterclass every month. There's something that I'm doing, a live class to come join or a class that's there that they can watch the replay of.
Oh my gosh. Well, I
Check it
know
out.
anyone who feels connected to you is gonna swoop in. You like your voice and your sound and just the way that you are and your like passion and obsession about what you're doing and your connection. Oh my God, what an amazing dog. What kind of dog is he?
He's a
Or
Great
she?
Dane. His head is
She's
bigger than mine.
holy cow.
He's
I
11 months old.
Wow, you did
Yeah.
tell me that you got a dog. Oh my goodness, Seidel. That's insane and amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Anyway, great. Well, I know people are going to want to reach out to you, so we've got your info. We'll make sure we're in the show notes. So thank you for listening. Thanks for joining us, Seidel. And we'll see
Awesome.
everybody for the next episode as we go through this amazing space of AI and beyond to live a more loving, heartfelt life. Yeah? Have a good day. See you for the next one. Ready to finally break free from the diet hamster wheel and create lasting transformation? I've put together a free hypnosis training just for you where I break down why diets keep failing, the mindset shifts you need to stop the cycle, and how to rewire your subconscious for true effortless change. Text the word hypnosis to 1-855-232-5483 and I'll send it to you instantly. You don't have to keep struggling. Real freedom starts now. Take the first step. Text the word hypnosis to 1-855-232-5483.